Hey, what's going on, everybody? J-Man Espresso or Jeff back with some more Battlefield 3 coverage. And what do we got today here? Caspian border? Well, that's nothing new. I'll tell you, I would bring you coverage of more maps if, you know, the servers would play them. But it seems that Caspian border, and I don't disagree, is probably one of the favorites. You know, I'm good on the map, and I tend to have good games on it. But as I was making this video, I was like, you know what? I've edited a lot of Caspian border, so I'm going to make an effort to have my future videos show off some more of the maps. So if you're getting bored of Caspian, don't worry, we'll fix it. So this video is going to be, well, this game, before I even made it into a video, this game was going to be the review coverage, you know, the review footage for the M4A1. But I ended up going a different route, and you kind of just got to do that. You kind of just got to go with the flow, because when you're going to have a good game, it's not going to be the way you want to have it. And when you start recording your gameplay, you learn that unless you're like a gaming king, and I am not, you will learn that as soon as you start recording, it is impossible to play anything near competent. Forget about good, but anything near competent. So when you get a good game, you take it. You know, so when you start recording something and you're doing well doing something else that you didn't have in mind, well, you learn to just roll with the flow, because you don't get good games as often as you think you do. I mean, and you do. You know, you play the game, but it's just like, you know, you can play 3 games in a row and just own, and then you start recording and forget it. It's like you forgot how to, you know, shoot. But here, I came up with a couple fun tactics that I wanted to see if they would actually work. I was just, you know, thinking about them when I was actually out doing some errands, and I was thinking about some interesting tactics to use on Caspian border here. And I thought I'd try it out and see if it worked. For the most part, they did, except there, where I just got taken out by a RPG. Yeah, my plan worked here. We started out as, you know, Americans, and, you know, most people run over and take the antenna, which is smart. I mean, that's your near flag. You should always hold the antenna, no matter what. You should always have the antenna to fall back to. But I don't do that because, first off, when I spawn, I hop into a vehicle and I sit there for a second so that any, you know, stragglers that need a ride can get a ride. You know, and then the only way to really get over there is to be the first person, grab a vehicle, take it by yourself, and take that flag. And somebody has to do that, but, you know, 3 or 4 people actually end up doing that, and it's quite annoying. So I actually go to checkpoint, because checkpoint is where I go to on the Russian side as well. So I figured there's got to be people on the Russian team that are going to checkpoint. So I want to get there and get the flag. That's a major point to hold, and if we can hold it, it works out well. Now, we lost it here, and I'm going to make my way over there shortly. But the idea was here to take what I'll consider my near flag checkpoint, capture that, and then as soon as the guys capture a gas station here, their near flag, they're going to take off, go to forest, go to hilltop, try to take the antenna, whatever they're going to do. You know, and they're going to forget about their near flag, just like, you know, you do when you're on the American team with the antenna. So as soon as I was done capturing checkpoint, I flew right over there to the gas station. Took a couple kills, took a couple deaths, had to do a little work, but we were able to get the capture. And here I am. Now, I'm going to go to checkpoint, but I see we got that taken back, and I see this tank is storming up the hill to hilltop. So I'm just going to follow him right up there and provide some backup, because, you know, there's a couple guys up here, and they think, okay, we got a tank coming up, no problem. Oh, there's 2. Oh, yeah, you're going to lose. Sorry. So, you know, I got a guy running the guns here, and I switched to my heavy machine gun, which is an absolute beast of an attachment. You know, and just we get the capture, and then we move along. And this match I do quite well as far as capturing flags. I'm able to really get in there and get the captures. And you know, if you're starting out playing Conquest and you want to, you know, you're curious as to how people end up on top of the scoreboard that don't have necessarily a lot of kills compared to some of the other guys right around them. It's flag caps. All right. It's also got a lot to do with what class they're playing. You know, maybe they're, you know, reviving like crazy, or they're playing support, and you know, getting a massive amount of kills and putting out ammo, which is fine. Capturing flags, you get like, what do you get, 450 points if you neutralize and capture the flag. I mean, it's, you know, if you get in there first, you get a good amount of points for doing that. So, and you know, that's the name of the game. It's conquest. You want to be capturing flags. That's the whole point of, you know, the game. You know, so get in there, get those flags capped, and you know, I mean, there's just not much more to say about it than that. All right, so back here at checkpoint. Now, this is what I consider, even though antenna is our near flag, this is what I consider our near flag, because it's really a much more important spot to hold than antenna. And the other team always wants it, and that's true for whatever team you're on. Whatever team you're on, the other team always wants this point. So when I'm playing on Caspian Border, no matter what flag, what team I'm on, I usually like to try and hold this base. Doesn't always work out, but I do like to try and hold this base. You can definitely. This is a great spawn point. You're real close to. You're real close to Hilltop. You're not that far away from Forest. So those are two flags you can easily hold down. And while you're kind of far away from the gas station, you don't have to go through you know, rough terrain to get there. You got a straight shot right on the road. You know, if you have some vehicles, you can fly right there. And there's plenty of cover. I mean, it really is a solid point to hold, even though it might not be. You know, sometimes it's not the most practical. I mean, if you think technically, what point should you hold? If you're the Russians, you should hold E, and then you should hold C, you know, and then possibly checkpoint. And then, you know, the main one you should be fighting over is Hilltop. You know, those are what you should be fighting over. You know, that's how they've designed the map. You each take two, and then you fight over Hilltop. But if you change that up a little bit, you know, Hilltop is a pain in the ass. If you don't own that, and they have two squads up there, forget it. Hilltop is a royal pain in the ass to capture. So change it up. Don't, you know, just because that's how the map's designed doesn't mean that's necessarily how you have to play it. So that's my opinion on that. I think that you know, Hilltop is a solid position to hold. Sorry, checkpoint is a solid position to hold regardless of the team you're on. And I think that most of you guys are going to agree with me. You're going to find that when you're playing the game, that's always a you know, that one's always changing possession, whoever you know, has control of it. So after we get Hilltop back, we come back over to the gas station, and that's basically what I was doing, is hopping back and forth between the 2 points to see, you know, to do the best I could. Now we have the gas station, but I think I was thinking here that I was afraid we were going to lose it again, because it is their near flag, and all they have to do is leave their spawn, take a free vehicle right down the road, capture the flag. I mean, it's that simple. You know, but here's a good tip for you, regardless of maps. All right, this is something that I found to be true. Oh, this was silly. I put the smoke out, and I got hit with it anyway. I didn't. Oh, maybe I didn't. Now that I'm looking at it, maybe I didn't get hit by the missile. But this ends my reign with the tanks. I try to get out of there, and they take me out. So I do try to repair, and it just I believe I get taken out here. Yeah. guess that's it. But I had a pretty good run in the tank. So from there, now we're going to switch over to the M4A1 a little bit. Now that's a tactic that I was showing you there, switching, taking your flag and then trying to take the enemy team's near flag. That'll work real well when you have armor. But when you're just trying to do it on foot, unless you got a squad, your squad and another squad backing you up, you're going to have a hard time. But if you have armor, you know, get in there and give it a shot. I found it quite effective. Now, I'm going to do a prequel to the M4A1. This is going to be, we're going to start talking about it real quick, but this is not going to be the M4A1 review because I don't feel that I got enough usage of the weapon to show it off for you guys. So I'll just give you my quick thoughts on the M4A1. I love it. It's that simple. It's the first weapon you have, and you know, on the American side anyway, and you know, for me it made playing the Russian side not as fun until I unlocked another weapon, just because if you compare the M4A1 to the AKS-74U, personally, I like the M4A1 so much more. But I'll leave the rest of my thoughts to the full review. So now that we have lost our armor, and you know, I don't feel like going back to the base and waiting for another tank, and you know, I'm just gonna play on foot for now. I like to kind of switch it up what I'm doing. I find myself most effective when I don't play tank the entire match, or don't take a jet the entire match. You know, switch it up, and I mean, you can see I'm not doing too bad. You know, sitting on top, don't have the most kills, but this is Conquest. This isn't about the most kills. So, oh, sorry, I lied. I do get in the tank again. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I apologize. I thought I didn't get in the tank again, but I guess I did. Okay. Well, I don't think I'm nearly as effective in this tank. I think that's what I was getting at, is that pretty much my reign in the tank was over. I might get 1 or 2 kills. Yes, yeah, I'd take out a vehicle there. And yeah, we're going to do the same thing we were doing, shooting down to checkpoint and get that back. See, we had it, and they've got it back. I leave for 1 second and try to make a run on Hilltop, and as soon as you take your eyes off it, checkpoint gets lost. Now, ideally, what you want to do, all right, and I know this doesn't sound like the way most of you guys probably play the game, all right, when you're playing Conquest Large, you got 5 points to hold. Now, some people are of the opinion that Conquest should be played and you should try and own all flags, and some people are of the opinion that you should just own 3 and just enough to start the bleeding, you know, bleeding tickets, and then just play it out. I'm of the opinion that you should win. So, however you need to do that, you do that. If it's easier for you to hold 3 flags and let the tickets bleed out, do that. If, you know, if you want to go for all 5, if you can dominate the team, then by all means, do it. But the point is to hold flags and, you know, recapture them. That's the whole point of the game, all right? The kills are a byproduct of the game. So, let me give you an ending tip here, all right? Just because it's the traditional, just because you always capture certain flags and you're used to capturing certain flags and you're on a certain side, doesn't mean that you can't be incredibly effective switching it up and capturing the enemy team's near flag. That was an incredibly effective strategy for me. We ended up later on in the game not taking down the win because I just didn't have an effective squad. But you can't win them all. But I think on a lower ticket game, that would have been a solid strategy. That's it, everybody. Hope you liked the video. Hope you liked the commentary. I do have the M4A1 video coming up. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. And until next time, I'll see you later, everybody. J-Man Espresso, out.